Hey, bendiciones, what up everybody? This is El Conquistador back with another video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share for more content. I already did a video on the 7 African powers. I got to do more videos on Espiritismo. I did a video about a guy who says that you can put semen and piss inside of a goon. Definitely check that out. I want to do more videos on Espiritismo. But I want to jump right into it because I really don't want to make this too long of a video. I'm always saying that. So today's topic, I want to talk about the rules of being a Iyawos, of being a new initiate. I think these are things that, at least in English, that are not spoken about. So I want to touch on that particular topic. And, this was definitely inspired. And I hope that it encourages dialogue. I'll preface the whole video with always go with what your elder, your mayor, says. Go with what your godparent says. So no one can say, oh no, friggin' El Conquistador is putting out BS content out there. I'm saying go to your elder, So let's jump into it. So specifically, when a person does become a new initiate, a Iyawos or Yabo with that Spanish accent, what are some of the rules, and what are some of the rules that the new initiate has to abide by, and how to navigate that in 2021 in this new world that we're living in? We are not living in 1930s Cuba, and we're not living in the 90s anymore, So I want to touch on things about being a Iyawos, the rules of being a Iyawos, just some of them, not all of them. I'm not trying to get too damn deep and philosophical. A person's current occupation, a person's career goals, and a person's financial goals within being a Iyawos. So some of the rules of being a Iyawos include general rules, no looking into mirrors. And this is if you're not initiated, these are things to keep in mind. After being initiated, these are things that you abide by. No looking in mirrors, at least for the 3 months. No videos taken of you, no cameras, no photos taken of you. You can't go to cemeteries. If there's a funeral, it has to be immediate family. It has to be super duper important. But in general, no going to the oceans, no going to rivers, no going to forests, no going to cemeteries, no touching others, so no physical contact with other people, or at least as much as you can, limited if you have children or whatever. There's exceptions to everything, as I will go into. What else? Did I already preface this video? I don't know. This is already my third take. But let me preface it just in case I did not. Everything goes, at the end of the day, your elder, your godparent gets the final say as to what you can and cannot do. So that no one can say El Conquistador is spewing out BS information out there. Okay, so let's continue. Another rule, eating on the floor. It also goes with don't touch others. If I give you money, if I'm paying for something, then, put it on the counter so the person picks it up so you're not directly giving someone something. And Iyawos should not be in the sun. More specifically, not in the noon sun, but just in general, don't be in the sun. Iyawos has an umbrella. So those are just some of the rules. I want to talk about the relationship between a person's occupation and being a Iyawos, a person's career goals and being a Iyawos, a person's financial goals and being a Iyawos, a person's just elevation in the physical world, physically, financially, emotionally, and being a Iyawos. So, like I said, always go with your godparent, but in general, there are exceptions to most, I won't say all, to most rules. I will definitely be getting into those in this video. I wrote here, just because it's a lot, I have my little notes. Someone's occupation does not change after getting crowned, after doing ocha. Why is that? Because no one else is going to pay your bills. No one's going to pay your ebometa. No one's going to pay to put food on the table, to feed your kids, and to freaking have Netflix still on the TV. Okay, if you have the luxury of being able to quit your job or take a hiatus of sort for a year and 7 days, because that's how long a person's Iyawos is. That's what it's called, Iyawos. When you're a Iyawo, you have a Iyawos. The first 3 months being the most critical, you're the most sensitive, the most open to people's negativity and other people's energies. That's why we don't touch people when you're initiated. If you have the luxury of getting initiated and then you gotta just stay quarantined in your house and you don't have to like live a life or work a job, a 9 to 5, wonderful. For the people that do not, for the other 99% of people, what does that mean for you? Because I think it's definitely a wonderful topic. You know, what happens after you get crowned? It's not just you get crowned. There are, rules to abide by. So now you're probably thinking, well, what if my job means like I can't quit my job? What am I supposed to do? These are wonderful, legitimate concerns. So what if you have a job that interferes with those rules and mandates? So let's say that a general rule of Iyawos is no looking into mirrors. Well, if you're a hairdresser, if you're a model, you're going to be looking into mirrors. Now, there is a ceremony that allows you to look in the mirrors. I won't get into details. But there is a licencia to look into mirrors after you get initiated. What if, okay, you can't be on video. What if you're an entertainer? What if you're an actor? You work with cameras. No photos. What if you're a model? What if, okay, you can't go to cemeteries. What if you are the guy that cleans up the cemetery and you get paid? You can't be around sickness as a Iyawo. What if you're a doctor? What if, okay, you can't be going to the ocean. Well, what if you're a marine biologist and you get paid to go diving in the ocean? Or you're a fisherman. You have to be in by 5 p.m. That's another rule. I forgot to mention that. You have to be in by 5, 6, or at the least before the sun goes down. Well, what if you're a bartender at 2 o'clock in the morning working at a strip club? Touching others. What if you're a masseuse? All this is before going into Ocha. Eating on the floor. What if you work at a law office? Being in before the sun goes down. What if you're, being in the sun. You can't have the sun beating on you as a Iyawo. What if you're a day laborer, you're a construction worker outside, you are a farmer picking apples in California on an orchard? These are all legitimate concerns. What happens if I get crowned? Do I have to quit my job? Again, everything goes by your godparent. But the Orisha understand that you had a life and an occupation before going into Ocha, and that you will continue to have that job or occupation after going into Ocha. A police officer is not going to be dressed in white head to toe because they got crowned. They put on their uniform, and then when they get home, they get their whites back on. So those are the exceptions that I'm talking about. But don't be afraid, if I get crowned, I have to quit my job. I'm no grand elder, but I would find it weird and shiesty, frankly, if my elder told me that I had to quit my job if I wanted to get crowned. Because, for me, I'm a news anchor and I'm a YouTuber. This is what I do. It's a form of income, and this is what I do. So if I got initiated and I was told that I had to quit my job of being a news anchor on TV and then quit YouTubing, I would say me personally, just speaking for myself, I'd say, well, I guess I'm going to have to find another house because I can't quit my job. This is what I do for a living. So I can imagine if I was like a nurse, oh no, you can't work around sick people, so you have to quit your job. No, the occupation that you have going into Ocha is what you have after. Continuing on. Me being a YouTuber, for example, me being a news anchor, for example, maybe the initiate makes money off Instagram. Maybe the initiate is an actor. Maybe the initiate is a fisherman and has to go to the beach. That's not a good example. But things that have to do with film or using mirrors. Let me see. The point I'm trying to make is we're living in different times. In 2021, where YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are forms of income, or at the least forms of advertisement of services. So like I said, I use myself as an example. I'm a news anchor and I'm a YouTuber. This is part of my income. So how would I be told that, if you get crowned, then you can't be on camera when this is what I do? And if I was an actor or a hairdresser, I'd be working around mirrors. I happen to work around mirrors as well. So if a person works around mirrors, if a person works in the entertainment industry, that's what we do. Particularly about social media, if it's a part of a person's income, or at least supplicating someone's income and advertising their services, then of course, like always, it's a talk between your godparent. But as I see it, if it's supplementing your income in some way, shape, or form, then it's permissible. Why? Because no one else is going to be paying your bills. Because no one else is going to be paying your ebometa. Because no one else is going to be paying for the other rishis that you have to receive. Because no one else is going to be paying for the fundamento that you got to pay for your godparent. Because no one else is going to be paying for your itutu. Because no one else is going to be paying to put food on the table and feed your kids. Because no one else is going to be paying for your mortgage or your rent. Need I go on? I understand how people that have been crowned for 10 plus years, so let's say around 2010 and back, 1990s, 1980s, freaking 1930s. I can understand how this can make the mayores that I respect completely and wholeheartedly, the good ones, the decent human being-hearted, good people that hold the tradition down with good hearts and good minds. I understand how it can be partly offensive, and I can understand how it can make some elders, just plain salty. I don't know what other word to use. I don't know. Offended is too strong, but salty that there are Iyawos that do go on camera or do look at mirrors, but I'm trying to keep it within the context of cameras. But the fact is, I'm a strong proponent for tradition and religions moving with the times. Moving with the times does not mean losing the essence of the tradition or the religion. But the fact is that in 2021, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are means, I know there's a whole lot more, to supplementing one's income, or at the least, advertising one's services, whatever services they may be it consultas, making bracelets, or accounting, I don't know. And that's the world that we are living in today. We're not living in the backwoods of Cuba, 1930s, where people still used latrines, and the only way to get the news was a guy on a horse and paper. And no one else is paying anybody else's bills. So, with an open mind, understand that we are living in different times. So yes, there are going to be Iyawoses that are on camera because that is part of their occupation. That being their occupation means it's their form of income. Are you going to pay for their bills to be paid? Are you going to put food on the table for someone else? No. So, in the words of the Fresh Prince, mind your business. Just mind your business. Okay? Continuing on. I already spoke about, the exceptions. There are exceptions to many rules. Oh, Iyawos should be on camera. Well, there's actors and singers, and that's what they do. A Iyawos, if they were a bartender going in, if their occupation was being a bartender at 2:00 in the morning at a strip joint, well then after the crowning, they stay in the throne for 7 days, and the next day they go back to their job of being a bartender, working at a strip club at 2:00 in the morning. Why? Because no one else is going to pay anybody else's bills.